Okay, hello everyone. I know you can't hear me at the minute, but here I am. I'm just mincing around in the kitchen. I'll get this put down. There we go. I'm just making a cup of tea for myself, and then I'm going to go and sit down and talk. A little chat about anything you want, any messages you want to put up. So I've just got in. I've just got back from being out. Just grabbing the milk, and I've just made a cup of tea. There we go. My throat's a little bit. So I've just made this cup of tea. Let me go and sit down and get comfy. Let me sit in here, put that down, and there we go. Here I am. So Stephen, how's things with you? Happy Thanksgiving for yesterday over there. Did you do anything? Obviously Thanksgiving isn't a thing for us over here. It's just any old other day. Oh, and you got Black Friday today, haven't you? Where everyone goes mental in the shops, which is a thing over here as well. We do have Black Friday sales. But yeah, so did you get up to anything? Or not? I was live last night on Movie Chat's channel for 2 hours, which was cool. Matt came in as well, which was great. And I just thought that I would go live now. I've got an hour to kill, hour and 15 minutes, and just see who was about. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special this morning. That was good. I enjoyed that. Nice to see Mantis getting a bit of screen time and a bit of character development for her. Do you watch that? Anyone watch that? So while I'm here, I'm going to open this parcel, which I hope has come undamaged. Because the first one I got was damaged, and the seller has sent me another one. The first one came very badly wrapped, and I'm hoping that this one has got away without any damage, and it looks good so far. For the most part. I'm scared to open it. Okay. All right. That's cool. It's Han Solo's pistol. Gun. Yeah. Nice. I've got a display stand for it as well upstairs. Let me just put that. It's very delicate. It's actually a 3D printed one. I don't know where to put it. I need to stand really. I need something to go up against it. Give me 1 minute. Just putting that there so it don't drop. Stay there. Okay, so Stephen says, I'm good. Yes, it's Black Friday. I just ate some food with family and chilled. I'm not going out for Black Friday. Nothing I'm really after anyways. That's what you got to be that's what you got to be careful with, haven't you? In that it's all right if you're going to buy something that you was going to buy anyway and you got it at a sale price, but to go out and just buy for the sake of buying because something is reduced is essentially like wasting money, isn't it? So I've not really picked nothing up in the Black Friday sales. I'll be honest. I didn't even really look too much, but there we go. Video Tasters. How did Mantis survive the endgame battle? She did survive it. Nothing happened to her in Endgame. She didn't get killed. She was still alive at the end. How do you mean? In what way? Because she was in Thor, Love and Thunder, I believe. And she was at the end of Endgame. She was at the end of Endgame when Thor joins them on the ship. She says that she would like to see the two of them battle for who's captain. That did happen. I've been watching Wednesday on Netflix, and I've been watching Let the Right One In on Showtime. And my Thanksgiving was lovely. Spent it with family. Nice. I've not seen either of them. Let the Right One In. Is that a vampire show? Who was it? Was that Stephen? Was that you who was telling me that? Who's telling me to not let the right one in? I can't remember. Someone was talking to me about it and said that it's good and I should watch it. She's not much of a fighter. Well, she's learnt some moves here in this Christmas special. It was not Stephen. Yeah, she's learnt some moves in the Christmas special. Yeah, them sort of Marvel moves that you get from Black Widow and people like that. But there we go. It was not. So yeah, I'm I don't know. I've been working. I'm actually off. I'm not going back to my offices now until January 3rd or 4th. I'm actually off from work as of next Friday's my last day. I say it's my last day. Inevitably, I'll get called upon. Work phone will always be on. It's always on. It never goes quiet until maybe about the 22nd, 23rd of thingy. I'm just moving the camera because me talking about work actually wait, Control Alt Delete. So I've got to check my emails. I just got to check my emails for a quotation. Okay. I'm just having a look at this. Sorry, I will be with you. My quotation. Okay, thank you. I'll get rid. Sorry, I am coming back to you. I shouldn't be working while I'm doing this, but there we go. Still working, yes. Always working. Stephen says, however, I did watch The Invitation. Vampire film takes place in the UK. I wouldn't recommend it. You're still on that kick of well, I'll say it's a kick. I'm still on that, not finding a decent film to watch. That's not good, is it? There must be something out there, Stephen. Brilliant, thank you. All right, cool. I've just got that email. I am actually cooking myself something as well. A bit of pizza left over from last night. There we go. Had one of your mates in my live stream chat last night. Oh my god. Yeah, what was he saying about me? This geezer follows me everywhere. The thing is, I want him to come in to my live chat here now. He must work during the day. And I want him to come on and put to me whatever issues he's got with me, because they're all pathetic. They're all pathetic issues. This geezer, what did he say the other day? He goes, okay, you've AJ was talking about porn on his channel. Yes, I was talking about porn. That's right. He's correct in what he's saying. I was talking about the sales of physical media, of how the industry, the adult art entertainment industry, had ended the war between VHS and Betamax by choosing VHS. It assisted in the end of the war between Blu-ray and HD DVD by choosing Blu-ray over HD DVD, and now physical media sales in that area have dropped massively. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I was saying. It was quite an intellectual conversation in a sense. It's not like I was saying, what are my favourite scenes to utilize. And then he spelt porn PAWN, which is a bit concerning. That he used that spelling, I will say, and that's not even a case of predictive text kicking in. So a bit worrying. But yeah, he's all over the place, this fella, and he loves. I don't know. Did he mention Schindler's List perchance? Yeah, it's the pre-order guy. AJ pre-orders. AJ cancels pre-orders. AJ makes you cancel pre-orders. I don't know what he's on about. He's got nothing to say. Yeah, he never went away. He just like I said, if he was here now, I would send him the link to this. I'd let him come on. He doesn't even have to show his face. He can just put that's my tea steam in there, if you can see that. He doesn't even have to show his face. He can put on a fake voice as well. Kermit's putting up his Christmas decorations. Nice. I'm not doing mine until next weekend. Next weekend I'll do mine. I bought a new Christmas tree this year. A fake one. I don't do a real Christmas tree. But I bought a fake one. It's something like 7.5 foot tall and 1.5 meters round at the bottom. It's a big one. I saw it last year in the garden centre and wanted it then. And this was late in Christmas and after Christmas, but they'd sold out. And I said to the missus, I goes, this year I'm getting one. I'm getting one. And we did. Jamie, how you doing, Jamie? Hello, bud. Hope you're well. Anything planned for the weekend? No, I've got no plans. I'm live tomorrow on Match Channel at 2:00 for 2 hours. What else have I got? Anything planned? Is anything planned for the weekend? No, there's not. Might catch up on some work, get myself into a position, a better position, and see how that goes. Susie Q says, I'm putting mine up this weekend. Okay, of course you are. I don't really do decorations beyond a tree now. I put some lights in the window just to give it a festive feel. But to be honest now, living in South London, you don't see too many houses now with decorations. It's few and far between, probably because of the sort of melting pot that it is of different religions and races and that a lot of people probably don't celebrate Christmas. You don't see a lot. But yeah, I might record my tree putting up. I don't know. See how it goes. Hey, Kermy. Jamie's asking, what do I do for a living? Oh, I can't answer that question, Jamie. I can't answer it. I like anonymity. I like to have a line between this and my real life, so to speak. And family and Do you know what I mean? I have to have a divide. I can't step one into the other. There's got to be a line that I don't cross, and that's one of them. What do I do for a living? I'm in logistics. I can tell you that much. I do a lot of logistical work, which tells you nothing at all. I can tell you that I work Monday to Friday, but the phone's never off, even at weekends. I can work from home. I can do my work any time of day. I couldn't sleep the other night, so I was up at. I mean, I've gone to bed about 9. I generally go to bed early anyway, because I'm usually up at about 4 a.m. when I go to work, because I like an early start and an early finish. I'm in a very convenient job, and that's why I can do as much as I do on here as well, because it's not like keystrokes are monitored or anything like that. Pretty much left alone just to do what I do. Apart from the odd meeting that I have to join now and then. I sort of... So the other night I was up and I was working from 10:30 till about 5:30 in the morning, because I couldn't sleep. And then, I just sort of slept during the day. No worries, just making conversation. You spilled the beans on your wife's job on the last live. I may well have done. What did I say? It's her job, not mine. So it doesn't matter. She's a London bus driver. Is what she does. And good job. It's very well paid, actually. Not a bad job at all. I wouldn't want to do it, contending with that traffic in London, taking something that big. And she has driven buses up into central London, which I know she hates. But yeah. Physical Media UK 365 just ordered a couple of titles from Vinegar Syndrome sale this morning. Is anyone else going to? No, me personally, no. What titles did you order? I don't generally jump into the sales. I kind of ignore them a lot. Unless it's something that I want that I haven't picked up, then I won't really delve in. I won't go to a sale and buy something for the sake of buying it because it's on offer if it wasn't something I was going to get anyway. Because I don't see that as making a saving. The HMV sale worked out well for me with the release of planes, trains, and automobiles. But I was thinking about this. this HMV sale, and it's great, really. But then it's also very worrying, very worrying potential trend that they're setting. The fact that you had a sale begin and then they had new releases released on Monday when this sale almost started, and that these brand new releases, not all of them, but some of them, fell into the sale category is quite a scary thought, really. In that, why would you bother buying any physical media release in the lead up next year to Black Friday if you know that potentially HMV may do the same thing? Do you know what I mean? There's a kind of sense of dread in that, in that, is... I don't know what happened there, but it just kicked me out for a sec. So if that happens again, I will come back in. So as I was saying, yeah, the sale thing, it puts a sense of dread into me. That is it, enabling, is it helping to kill physical media? Why would you sell brand new items on sale at their release? There's a loss there somewhere. But there we go. Do you have a favourite film of the year so far that you can reveal? Mine is definitely Brian and Charles. Took me by surprise. Would you watch Brian and Charles or have done so far? I haven't seen Brian and Charles. Is that the one with the fella with the robot, isn't it? I think, if I'm thinking right. And he's the bearded fella that was in the Ricky Gervais series, where he lost his wife to cancer. Very good series. Can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I would watch it. Yeah, I think that geezer is pretty funny. My favourite film of the year so far. Yeah, I was thinking about it because I'm doing a top 10 on. I would do a top 10. Everyone does. And I've got to put Spirited to the top of that list. Spirited. Yeah. Yep. Spirited I watched on the day it came out. I watched it again that evening, and I watched it again the day after. I've got the soundtrack to it. I think Will Ferrell's, when he done Unredeemable, the song, I think it's fantastic. I really like the film, and I'm putting this above. My top 3 films for the year would be that. Top Gun, Maverick would be there, most definitely, and All Quiet on the Western Front. Yeah, but I think Spirited might go as my favourite film of the year. It's definitely going to be a Christmas watch every year, and I'm going to watch it again a bit closer to Christmas. I really loved it. Kermit says that he's seen, what is it? Oh, I missed one. Sorry. I've missed a couple of messages. My apologies. Physical Media said he ordered Roadhouse in 4K with Amityville Horror in 4K and Resurrection with Christoph Lambert. Cool. That's great. I've seen it, Jamie. It was very entertaining and charming. That's the Brian and Charles. Glad you enjoyed it. Yes, that's correct. It was Afterlife. Yeah, that's the one. Jamie will be watching Spirited soon. Boo. Didn't like Spirited. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon to you too, Stephen. Spirited is brilliant. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. You know when you see the film. Yeah, I didn't mind that song either. I thought it was very well done. I thought it was very, what was it, 2007 minutes? I don't know. It just worked for me. It worked. It I suppose I felt that I needed that sort of a film at that time. I suppose, it worked. It worked. I love Will Ferrell. I love Ryan Reynolds. I know Ryan Reynolds is pretty much Ryan Reynolds in everything he does. Will Ferrell, some of his films are hit and miss for me. The first Anchorman film, I never got on with. I know people love it. When I first watched Anchorman, the first one, I don't think I laughed once. So much so I remember saying, did I watch an edited version where all the humour was taken out of the film? And also, I don't think I've ever watched Talladega Nights either. I'm not really a big sports fan or sports film fan, so although it might be okay, I don't know. But yeah, so some of his films, I do like Will Ferrell, but some of his films are hit and miss. But yeah, I thought it was great. That film has changed the way I look at the words good afternoon. Absolutely. You can use that one now. Quite often. Yeah. I don't know. So I will be watching. Has anyone else watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special? I'll be watching it again tonight because my missus will want to watch it. So I shall be watching it again, which I don't mind. It was enjoyable. A lot of fun. I just got some work messages, sorry. Cool. 2 missed calls. Oh, what's my dad rung me for? 12:35. I bet it's been post. I don't have my post delivered to my house. I have it delivered to his. It's easier. He's always home. He's always there to take it because he's retired. And also here, it's, you know, I can't trust that it doesn't go missing where I am here. The joys of London. Alan's not in a hurry to watch the Guardians Christmas special. Any reason why? Al? Not just curious. Just curious. I don't know. What's going on? So what else is happening? Like I said, I only came on because I wanted my mate to come on, but he ain't coming on. Damn him. Damn him. I look forward to his little bits. I need a shave. Beard's getting greyer than ever. I want to go back to, when I go back to work in January, I want to go back with a full big beard. Then I will shave it off at some point because I'll get fed up with it. I could shave it off before then. That bottom bit needs a shave. I won't grow it down there. That's like itchy. Right, just off out grocery shopping. Have a good day, sir. Take care, Jamie. Thanks for popping in. Not a big fan of that side of the franchise. Okay, all right. It's funny because I'm not a big fan of that side of the comics, actually. I struggle to read comic books. Struggle to read comic books that are more sci-fi orientated. I prefer the sort of grounded approach to the comic books. So something's when something is set off of Earth, like Guardians of the Galaxy, even though I love sci-fi as a genre, not within comic books. But the Guardians of the Galaxy films, I think, are both very, very good. And I did enjoy the one-off special. But it does, you know, it opens the door. I'm sure Marvel will be doing more of these one-offs. And it opens the door for them doing, well, I think within, I don't know how long, I predict maybe 3-4 years, you're going to get full-length features, Marvel features on Disney Plus, 90-minute film or something. They're going to have to go that way. Dye the whole thing grey or white. The good thing about a beard is it takes the emphasis off of the balding of the head. It doesn't notice so much. It just looks like it slipped down. I did go when I shave it off though. When I shave it off, I will do one video with just a moustache, just for a laugh. I will leave a moustache there for one video. Dye my eyebrows too. Yeah, white for Christmas, Santa look. Now seriously, you go back a year or two. I only had a little patch, that little patch of white there. The rest was black. But now it's just all going. It's all going that way. Well, I do oil it as well. I need to Magnum style. Yes, Magnum PI. I will. I did do it last time I grew a beard. I did shave it and leave a moustache there just for fun. I'll do a video with just a moustache. It looks stupid. It doesn't work for me at all. I might do a goatee first. Do a goatee. Do a video. Then remove the bottom bit. Leave a moustache. and then give myself a little Hitler. Going with a Hitler tash. Yeah. So who's been watching what? What films have people been watching lately? Let me know. Tell me. Let's talk about it. Grow your hair out. I can't grow my hair out. Look at it. I ain't got none to grow out. It looks... No, I have to go number one round the sides. I don't like hair. If it weren't for my missus, I would be shaving it all down. She says, you know, she goes, if you do that, I won't love you anymore. If I literally just shave it all off. And my head looks very, very, very round when I do the back of it. Just the back of it. Chaplin style. Yeah, Chaplin style, yeah. Hitler style. Grow the back of it out. What, like ponytail? That looks so stupid on me. On me. I can't do that. I can't do long hair. Well, that's all of it. Because there's not much on top. I don't like my hair. I don't like the way I bald it. Because it's almost... Oh, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But yeah, the beard takes the emphasis off, which is fantastic. I don't know. I've got a feeling that postman may come, although there's a postal strike. I'm just going to make a quick call and see what arrives for me. It means I might have to go out again. I know that the Zavi version of... Hello, you all right? Did you call me? Oh, all right, fair enough. All right, cool. I'm just I'm online at the moment in a meeting. All right. All right, see you later, mate. Okay, it's easier to say that I'm in a meeting because he'll just say, "What do you mean you're on?" Like, he won't get it. No, he's just telling me that he's back home. It ain't nothing. Bloody postal strikes. I have a full head of hair, but would definitely struggle to grow a beard. Oh, how come? As in it'll come out patchy, or just you can't get past that sort of itch stage of it. That's why I shaved this bit down. That needs to go because that's itchy now, that bottom bit. So I can't leave that there. That'll come off because that bit really does annoy me. I don't know. It's coming along all right. It looks messy when I get close up. It looks better at a distance. Get too close, it looks really, really messy. So I did. I have hair, but it has thinned out a bit. Not quite as thick as it used to be. Patchy and itchy. Do you get it all patchy round like on the main part? I can't remember. I was probably in my 30s before I could grow a proper beard. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It was last time I'd done it was COVID. I just let it grow, like a lot of people did. But it just gets to a point where it just becomes annoying, and you shave it all off. And but yeah, it's nice. It's nice. So I'm sat with a whole lot of mess in front of me here. I need to have a good tidy up. So I will be starting my project soon. My room move. I've got a paint tester up there, and I've got a paint tester for this room as well because I want to paint this room. This is the dining room that I'm in currently. I want to go a sort of. Let me have a look. Wait a sec. I want to go in here, that sort of dark ivy green on the walls as tester. I got to do, and I'm going to go grey up in the room probably. I've got to get quite a bit more shelving for that. I like the red walls. Yeah, I did, but I wanted. My idea was when I done the room was to introduce. I can't really see them. I've got like green viney things hanging there. They're not real. Real plants just die on me. I'm no good with them. Danny is in. Hi, Danny. How you doing, mate? Hope you're all right. yeah, so I'm going to do in here green, which I've been toying with that for about a year now, that idea. And I think the time has come to do it. I might do it while I'm off as well. Because like I said, I'm off work from, officially I'm off work from next Friday's my last day until January 3rd. So I've got a lot of time to kill. And my missus is working all over it. Fantastic. She'll probably watch this back and see me saying that. Yep, patchy on the sides. Chin and moustache is doable though. I could do a goatee. Why not? Have you ever had one? Have you ever grown one and kept it? When I was younger, I used to have a goatee. I never shave. I never clean shave. Never now. Back in the day, I had to. Work was very much insistent upon it. This was my old career. They were very much insistent upon me being clean shaven, which I hated. But now, you know, have it how I want. Go to work dressed how I want. Jeans, shorts, whatever I want. Oh, sod it. Give me 1 second, I'll be back. Damn it. Okay, so what happened was Danny telling me he's just having lunch reminded me that I had some pizza in the oven. And I burnt it. It's been in there 36 minutes, so you can imagine how it looks. It was pizza that was left over from last night. I had a cauliflower-based pizza. Yeah, the base was made out of cauliflower as opposed to bread, just because it's better for me weight-wise. But now it's burnt, so I'm not going to be eating it anyway. I'm a bit disappointed now. What pizza was it? It was just like a pepperoni one. It was homemade, but a cauliflower base. So basically, you crumble up, get cauliflower and crumble it up. Here's my missus makes it. It's crumbled, and then you add some cheese to the base, a little bit of parmesan to the base, and egg. So it sort of solidifies. It will solidify, and it was pepperoni. But damn it, I wouldn't do it now as I have grey on the sides and would look like Stephen Strange. Nothing wrong with looking like Stephen Strange. Nothing wrong with that. Stephen Strange. I heard you can have. I eat a lot of ground beef. I could eat ground beef every day, all day. Love it. I like hot dogs too. I don't mind a hot dog. Ground beef's nice. Ground beef. I don't mind a hot dog, but I don't want the bread. That's the problem. That's the main issue now. Is I don't eat a lot of bread at all. Monday to Friday, not. I will eat. Bad stuff at the weekend. Who finished Andor? Did anyone else finish Andor? And did it work for them? Let me know, because I found it to be really boring. I'm going to look if there's any movie news. I can't find anything. Andor season 2. I don't even know what sites to go to now for news. I heard you can have free. You can blah blah blah. I heard you can have eggs on pizza. Never tried. Even chocolate pizza. To chocolate pizza, you can have I suppose you can have pretty much what you want on a pizza, can't you? You know. I suppose it's up to you. Chocolate pizza. I'm not a chocolate lover. I don't like chocolate. I don't mind dark chocolate. That's fine. But if I do eat chocolate, it has to come out of the fridge. Yeah, I don't like the texture of soft chocolate in my mouth, or swallowing soft chocolate. It has to be hard. I don't mind like a dark chocolate orange. I don't really like milk chocolate. So I don't eat a lot of chocolate. I wouldn't eat a Mars bar anymore or anything like that. I don't know. But sweets, I love sweets. I'm talking about, like, penny sweets, anything bright, colourful, sugary. Danny has no grey yet at 31 years old. You will eventually at some point. Yeah, some people say Wednesday's pretty good. Yeah, I might watch it on Sunday. Just a little day joke here. I've been watching a lot of Star Trek and news updates on Strange New Worlds. What news have you heard? Because I don't keep up with news. I tried a slice of chocolate pizza. It was too sweet and hot. I don't think I'd even try it. Who would put chocolate on a chocolate pizza? Who would do that? Do I eat black licorice and jelly beans? Yes, I would. Yes. I haven't had jelly beans for a long time. When I used to go into, a few years ago, when I went into, or would go into like Tesco's and they have the pick and mix bit, I would just fill up with jelly beans. I thought they were great. But also, if you go into a pick and mix sweet place, always use jelly beans to fill the holes, to fill the gaps in your pot. If you're doing a pot like a cup, always fill those little gaps with jelly beans. Maximise the amount that you get. I taught my kids that very early on. Black licorice, yes, I like licorice. I do like. What's gross? Is that the hot chocolate pizza or the black licorice? Yeah, I like black jelly beans too. What's wrong with black jelly beans? I think they should like a berry flavour. I know that you get different. Sorry, I was just reading the next message down from Danny then. That's so rude of me. Black jelly beans. Yeah, I don't know. I know you get different flavour of jelly beans, so you might be having a different sort of flavour than what I do. Are they a black jelly beans licorice flavour? I would eat them if they were flavoured like licorice, yeah. Black licorice, yeah, that's fine. Licorice is lovely. I've heard season 2 of Strange New Worlds is bigger than ever. And Picard season 3 is made for the fans. I think Data's evil twin is in it. Of course Data's evil twin is in it, because they can't bloody do it without Brent Spiner. They have to shoehorn him in, right? I understand Data was a character that was much loved and whatnot, and it's just, it bugs me. The writing in not Strange New Worlds, Picard and Discovery, it bugs me. I've mentioned it before, I won't go into it. The writing annoys me. Yeah, I will go into it. I don't believe that these shows are set up for... I give you characters. I give you a bunch of characters like the original Star Trek does, but the stories don't allow for those characters. So loads of characters who are meant to be the main cast go wholly undeveloped because they're not required for the stories. And then when they do start putting them in, they shoehorn them in to scenes where it just feels so unnecessary and fake. Yeah, but I'll watch them because it's Star Trek. The new era of Star Trek, the Paramount era, the Paramount Plus era of Star Trek. The best things to come out of it, obviously Strange New Worlds is fantastic, but it's the 2 animated shows, Lower Decks and Prodigy. They're the 2 best things to come out of Star Trek. Discovery, just that had an identity issue from the beginning. It didn't know, they made huge mistakes. They made mistakes going back to pre-Kirk, to having this vessel that was unlike anything we've ever seen in Star Trek, and then they realised that what fans wanted was a Star Trek series set further down in the future. So they retroactively gave them that and wrote this other stuff out and out of continuity and gave you this reasoning as to why you've never found out that Spock had a sister, because they all had to sign a non-disclosure agreement about the Discovery, about its capabilities and about the crew on board and what happened to them and all this nonsense. That was never the plan for the series. Then they jumped him into the future, and it's, I don't know. The guy in charge of Picard is a fan of TNG, and that's why he's bringing it back. And the Sherlock Holmes episodes, his nemesis is coming back to. I know. And look, the trailer to season 2 looked fantastic. It really did. But unless they do something drastic with the story, I feel it's still going to fall the same way as what the previous Star Treks did. Patrick Stewart didn't want to come back. What they're doing now, if they'd done that for season 1, Patrick Stewart wasn't interested in that. He didn't want to come back and do a redo of Star Trek of what he'd done before. He wanted it to be something new. I think he's only let this one slip because it's the final season and they've got to make people happy. But it's still, I'll go in optimistically cautious on that one. I really would love to see an ending to Voyager. I was disappointed when the ship arrived at Earth, and that was it. Voyager should have ended 10 episodes. No, the Voyager ship should have got home 8 or 10 episodes before the end of the series, and then dealt with the aftermath of them coming home, because you've got the Doctor, all right, who's now a hard light hologram or whatever he is. You've got a woman on board that's Borg, that's part Borg, the Federation's enemy, mortal enemy. You've got, the ramifications of the fact that half of the crew were actually considered terrorists, and all this stuff. Just, all this stuff is. It wasn't touched upon. It was too clean an ending. It should have given us some depth into what came after. Have you seen Hercules Legend? Yeah, Kevin Sorbo, from back in the 90s. Yeah, I've seen some of them. I haven't seen them all. I was more of a Xena person. Hercules Legendary Journeys, I could take it or leave it, but Xena I followed from beginning to the end. Although I would have seen obviously the Xena episodes, and I would have seen any episode that the character of Autolycus, Bruce Campbell, guest starred in. So my throat's not really. Cough to clear my throat. So Xena, I have them all on DVD. I love that. Hercules, I don't. It was good. It was fun, but I preferred Xena. What were your thoughts on Xena, Stephen? Or did you like Hercules yourself? There's rumours that Janeway is coming in season 3, as 7 of 9 is involved in the series. Yeah, I mean, she's involved in, she voices in, Kate Mulgrew voices in Prodigy. Janeway's a sort of, in every episode, either if it's hologram Janeway or Vice Admiral Janeway. The character of Janeway is a part of that. So I wouldn't, not expect it to happen. I wouldn't mind if they'd done a Janeway series as well. Bring her back for a series. I'd be interested in that. Apparently, Lower Decks is doing a crossover with Star Trek Picard. Okay, yes, you might get Picard on board on in that series with Patrick Stewart voicing. Like they've done with DS9 crossover episode. Lower Decks is really good. It's really funny. I watched them both. I like them. I liked Hercules more. They don't have a Blu-ray release. How are the transfers on the Xena DVDs? I honestly can't tell you, Stephen. I would have bought these back when they were released, back in the day of DVD. so I can't really comment. I'm expecting them to be quite grainy, I'd say. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've not visited them since the come about of Blu-ray. I can tell you that much. That's how long it's been. So yeah, but I do have all of them. I do have the complete series, and a Region 1 release, solo release of the film at the end, put together as a film that was done to finish the show off. Yeah, but yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, I don't know why. I think I liked Xena more because she was a darker character, and she had the and she started off like bad, so she's more of an anti-hero, which kind of more speaks to the sort of into the comic element of stuff that I like as well. She was on this like redemption path, shall we say, and I like that kind of a character. I find more depth to a character like that than like a clean cut sort of heroic kind of a character. Maybe do a Janeway series spin-off after Picard is finished. Yeah, they should do. They should consider it. They may be considering it, given that they're utilising Kate Mulgrew quite a bit. I'm sure discussions have been had. What did you think of Cold Conqueror, starring Kevin Sorbo? I didn't mind it. I kind of like that sort of swords and sandals genre from that era. Things like Beastmaster, Xena, Hercules not so much, but Cold Conqueror, Conan. I don't mind that kind of thing. Beastmaster I really liked. Obviously there was 3 films. I've got them all actually on DVD. I haven't got Beastmaster on Blu-ray, but you had Beastmaster. You had Beastmaster 2 Through the Portal of Time, I think it was called. And then you had Beastmaster, The Eye of Braxus. David Warner was in that one. And I didn't mind that. I thought it was fun. It was cheap. I think it might have been, I don't know if it's straight to video or if it was a TV film. I'm not sure. And then you had a Beastmaster TV series come after that. And the Beastmaster TV series, very much like Xena and Hercules, that sort of thing. I think it lasted 3 seasons, and Mark Singer did appear in it. He wasn't the Beastmaster; he played another character, but that was really enjoyable. And I've got Region 1 import DVDs for all 3 seasons of that. If you got a chance to make a Star Trek series, would you do one, and what era would it be in? It would be set. I'll do it in the TNG era, post stuff that we've seen. And that's probably a bit boring. I don't like the futuristic aesthetic that Discovery's given us now. Not a fan of that. Go into the past, or it's been overdone, and it always complicates things as well. As much as I like Strange New Worlds, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's fantastic. And one of the strongest starts to Star Trek I've ever seen. But I don't know. It would be set in that era, but I don't know what I would do. I can't say what I would do. You can't remember, Star Trek's not going to feel wholly original. Given the amount of episode, you've probably got about nearly 1,000 episodes of Star Trek, so every story element has probably been told. It's very much been told. So you're always going to have a sort of degree of, this was done better back in the day. This story is too much like this story, and all that. There's only so much you can do. Have you watched Westworld, the TV show? I know you mentioned it's now been cancelled. Yes, shockingly. I've got the Blu-rays of seasons 1, 2, and 3. I had season 4 pre-ordered. I have watched seasons 1 and 2. I hadn't watched season 3 yet. and I was going to get season 4, and I was going to binge watch them, and then to find out it's been cancelled is, I hate that. You know, not even to give it an ending. Let them do it. You know, do a film. To just give them the money, do an hour-and-a-half film to at least try and wrap stuff up. Just to end it like that is just such a kick in the. Yeah, it's frustrating. I subsequently cancelled season 4, my pre-order of season 4 and I won't watch season 3 now because I know it's going nowhere unless they decided to do a film down the line, like say what they did with Deadwood, to finish stuff off. It kind of makes taking that journey pointless because I don't get to that final destination. Stephen, Danny. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I've recently seen people been trading in their Walking Dead steelbooks and CEX. Some go for £25 or more. Yeah, there was a time when some of them were going pretty cheap. Yeah, you see this happen when a program ends. You see people start, and with Game of Thrones, you'll see more and more appearing in thingy. Like I went down to CEX the other day, and they had, all of a sudden they've got some Westworlds in, probably because the same person's got the same mentality as me, that it's been cancelled, so what's the worth in continuing? I do hope they release the last season of The Walking Dead. Although that last I should have known. Now I predicted wrong. I thought the TV series would try and do something brave, and I thought it was going to try and give us essentially what the comic book's done. Now, if you don't know, right, when the Walking Dead comic book came to an end, no one knew it was coming to an end. As in Diamond Comics, who are the distributors and advertise upcoming comics, they're advertising further issues of the comic with a story synopsis that were completely fake. They weren't coming, Image Comics weren't publishing these issues. Well, these issues didn't exist. They were simply just a sort of ruse, so that when Rick actually died in the comics, it came as a massive shock. He died in the second to last issue. And then the last issue sort of jumped forward in time and gave you a story of Carl where he's older and he's telling the story of his father and this sort of a thing. And then the comic series ended. And it was announced as the last issue. And it's not like it was cancelled. It was always planned. He planned to end it at this here and there. So it weren't cancelled through sales. So when Walking Dead started advertising these spin-off shows with Carol, because originally the Daryl one was Carol and Daryl, they'd announced, and then Negan and Maggie, I sort of predicted you're going to see the death of a couple of these characters. Because this is all just an elaborate ruse to make the viewer feel that these characters are safe. And then the rug's pulled out from under you in that final episode. How much of a shock would that be? That didn't happen, obviously, which I was sort of like... And then to think about it, The Walking Dead isn't something that can give you a conclusion unless they say, oh, there's a magical cure and everything's cured. There's no magical conclusion to it. It's, no matter what happens, it continues because it's the world that it's set in. But I felt that final episode was done in such a way that it was a case of, let's cancel this series because it's too costly. And what we'll do is we'll do a mini-series with these other characters. So I'm not expecting, because obviously the Rick stuff is only 6 episodes, we know that. I'm expecting the same from the Daryl one and the the Negan one miniseries, because it's now far cheaper because you've reduced your cast, you've reduced your episode counts, and you can make it cheaper, but you can continue. You've kept everyone alive, so you can bring all these people back at some point in a miniseries of their own, just focusing on a couple of them. Whether they do that or not, well, that's how they are doing it. That's what they're doing in the Walking Dead universe, which is fine. But there we go. I was a bit disappointed in the ending. It was a bit of a letdown. I just think they should have done something braver with it. But there we go. And even in that second to last episode, it didn't feel like I was watching a show that's concluding. The last episode felt very much like a season ender as opposed to a show ender. But there we go. Did you get a chance to watch King Arthur yet? The one with Charlie Hunman. You picked it up for cheap not long ago. If I did pick it up for cheap, yes. No, it's still in a pile of stuff to watch. Yes. I'm sure it may, I don't know, it may go unwatched. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I may put it in one day. I might have the inspiration to watch it. I even forgot all about it, actually. Once I've got sorted the new room out, and because at the moment I do have, I've got like an ottoman down here under the table. It comes out from under the table in the front room, and it's full of films. And I've got 2 cupboards either side and drawers underneath the TV that are full of films. I want to get them all into one space and all, then I'll know where I stand. At the moment, my room is very full and it's sort of encroaching inwards. So I'm left with like hardly any space in the middle. My CEX has a whole corner of Game of Thrones on DVD. I played the Walking Dead game. My kids have played the Walking Dead game. I don't know what it's like. There's been a few of them, isn't there? That alien head I saw last week, I nearly bought, but it was too steep. Yeah, it was 200 quid, wasn't it? Yes. I'll do a video showing it soon. A lot of people got that alien head. It was a nice release. It was a nice release. I didn't get it brand new. I bought it second hand back in the day, DVD. Would have been an eBay purchase. And I think I have swapped some of the discs out inside. I've put some of the Alien Predator discs into the head itself, as well as the Alien films. It's a nice set, but 200 quid is a lot of money. You've really got to want it for that. You've really got to, want that collector's, that piece, that alien head piece. What sort of price is it on eBay? Have you had a look on eBay? Because that'd be one of the things I'd be looking at, how much it goes for now on eBay before I bought it at that price. See if I could get it cheaper. I did have a Predator head as well. He was masked, and the discs were in a component on his back in the, I don't know if it was the gun bit or the medical bit on his back, but the discs came out of there. But I sold that years ago. It was very plastic looking, very, very, plasticky. Portsmouth CEX had some great stuff in, but a lot of reprint covers. Why didn't you go across to Gosport, Danny? Seriously, it was just across the way. We had another CEX over there. Not as big. Portsmouth CEX. When am I going to get down to Portsmouth again? I don't know. I used to work used to get me out and about, all up and down the Wessex. I would be at Portsmouth. I'd be Southampton. I'd be, Exeter, places like that. I'd be all round at times. I don't get out as much now for work. It's very much office based. I wish I could change that. I probably can change it, but there we go. I know I'm going down there. I'll be going down. Well, I know I'm going down there at Portsmouth in the summer for definite. I will be meeting up with someone over in the Isle of Wight. One of my commenters, he talks to me. Said I'd meet up with him. I'll take an afternoon out and meet up with him. Go and get coffee or something. Collecting is becoming boring. It's more about what amount of money you can put into it. Collecting is becoming, yes, it is. It's becoming boring because special editions are no longer special. You know, you can't go a couple of days without getting a notification of a new steelbook release or a new special edition release. And I believe this is because sales are declining, and these companies are resorting now to re-releases of stuff and special editions of stuff to keep their businesses going, to keep that profit margin up. You know, there's pros and cons to everything. I would say one of the pros of the amount of special editions that we're getting is that very few sell out now, because not everyone can buy everything like they would have done used to if there was one or two a month, you know, or one a month. Now it's a couple a week. So you're always, with the exception of the odd one or two, they're all going to be available. You know, look at the special editions of the Batmans. They done the, you know, the first two Keatons and the Dark Knight trilogy in them special edition packs. They're still available. And they're now reduced price. They were 40 quid. Now you can get them for 30 quid. I didn't get none of them. I've got the Batman films. I don't want to buy them again. The Chucky Steelbook, Chucky Season 1 Steelbook is on offer on Amazon. I saw it yesterday. And apparently, I say apparently, this thing is limited to 2,000 units. And it's still available. 2,000 units isn't a lot. So if you haven't sold out of something that's 2,000 units as a business, I'd be a bit concerned about, you know, if I was to make them and it didn't even sell out, it's still available on offer, on Black Friday offer. Yeah, so that's the only positive thing of it, is that, you know, you can pick these things up cheaper later on. Because they're not selling out now, because it's too much. Because, like I said, they're not. The special's been removed from it because they're not special. Everything's getting it. You see that the original Green Power Ranger died. I did see that news, but as harsh as this sounds, obviously it's sad that anyone dies, but it's part of life. It means nothing to me because I never watched the Power Rangers, so it has no emotional grasp on me whatsoever, unfortunately. I didn't mind the film. I've never watched the original Power Rangers. I think I'd sort of, when they came about, I was a bit older, so it wasn't something that I was into. But I didn't mind the film they'd done. I thought that deserved a sequel, even though, you know, the Krispy Kreme stuff was so in your face that I could taste it. But I didn't mind the film. I thought it was quite good. The alien head is 80 to 170 in a display unit, even more on eBay. Laugh out loud next time, gospel. Fifth Element. Yeah, I've seen that Fifth Element. Yeah, everything blue. Is it everything blue release? Yes. It's a lot of money for one release. I can't justify that. I couldn't justify getting that. You know, I already have Fifth Element anyway on 4K. But that's why I cancelled the Rambo one, because I just couldn't justify it. I couldn't justify it. 100 quid is a lot of money. Well, yeah. I watched Power Rangers. I used to really like it. It was disappointment when I heard the news of how did he die? Forgive my ignorance. You know, like I said, it's not really something I would, you know, I'd have bypassed it because, to me, I don't know who he is. He's, you know, yeah. Sorry, I'm just having a look at something on here. I want to see if there's any new films worth watching over the weekend. Let's have a look. See, Wolfhound. What's this? inspired by the real-life German Special Operations Unit KG-200 that shot down, repaired and flew Allied aircraft as Trojan horses. Warfare takes place in 1994. German-occupied France and follows the daring exploits of Jewish-American fighter pilot Captain David Holden. Ambushed behind enemy lines, Holden must rescue a captured B-17 Flying Fortress crew, evade a ruthless enemy stalking him at every turn, and foil a plot that could completely alter the outcome of World War II. 3.9 out of 10. That doesn't sound good with that score. Nope. When is Thingy coming? The sequel to Knives Out. When's that out? I want to see that. Hung himself in a hotel bathroom after a fight with his wife. That's difficult. Mental health is I've got a lot of thoughts on mental health, effects it has on people. To do something like that, you're only in that zone for a very short space of time, where you're capable of doing that. But he must have been suffering before that. There must have been something else going on. Do you know what I mean? To actually just go and do that. It's sad. It's sad. It's horrible. It's not a selfish act. I wouldn't say. I know people say it's a selfish act. It's not, because when you're in that, that particular zone. Some people like throw themselves in front of a train, whatever. Some people say it's selfish because he's jumped, because they didn't think of the driver. You don't. When you're in that zone, if you could actually, have that thought process at that point in time and say to yourself, what I'm doing right now is selfish for that guy, but I'm going to do it. You're not in the zone to do it. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't even consider the other person or anyone else that it affects. It's very, very, and when you get sometimes when you get thoughts of suicide, it's so overwhelming. It's such a powerful thing going on in your mind that it kind of supersedes any other thought process. You'll try and think about something else. And yes, I'm speaking from experience here. That those thoughts of suicide just creep back in. They come back in. They're so overwhelming and powerful that you can't think of anything else. So that is sad. Anyone in this chat buying the vaults? I have a week to decide whether to keep the order for all four. I had pre-ordered 1917 and Blade Runner. I yesterday cancelled 1917. So I've only got the Blade Runner one on pre-order. Again, I don't want to be spending that money on them. I've got 1917 on 4K anyway. Do I need all that bump with it? I've got Blade Runner on 4K. I've got the Titans of Cult release version. Do I need it again? Do I want it? They're the two questions I have to fight with myself. Poor guy. Yes, it's horrible. Horrible. Dan from Australia, Oceans Reviews. How are you keeping, Dan? Hope you're well. Nice for you to pop in and say hello. It was definitely a stupid thing to do. He had kids and a lot going for him. I would say that he was probably very much suffering with fighting his demons before he's done this. And there must have been stuff going on with his wife before this. and for him to, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Male suicide is one of the highest causes of death, and it needs dealing with. Yes, there's been, you know, compared to maybe 20 years ago, you know, the acceptance of mental health issues, the help available has, it has, you know, it's moved massively, especially the acceptance of it with other people. People should, but obviously there's a sort of with males, there's a, you know, there's that, you don't want to be seen as being weak. You don't want to be, you know, you still get a lot of that. You worry about what other people think about you. But, you know, just talk about it. Just get the help that you need and talk about it. It's not like it was before. The stigma's not as strong as what it used to be for depression and this sort of a thing. It's very much recognised now. A lot of workplaces are doing a lot with it. Yeah, but to be able to do that, it's a horrible place to be. I feel sorry for the guy. There we go. Hello and hello, the two Dans. Rob from Robert Fitz Bounty, roll on Chucky season 3. I hope it does get a renewal. Has it got a renewal yet? Have they announced? I don't know. I did enjoy. Well, I enjoyed season 1. I enjoyed season 2. I thought it was very good. Yeah, it was fun. I had fun with the character. I had fun with that series. Obviously, Don Mancini being the architect of it all. It's great that his involvement is still there. That he's sort of spearheading it all. So you get that you know, all the films. There's, you know, so much connection between, well, all of them. They just all connect. So old characters popping back. It's great stuff. I thought it was an interesting choice to do the last episode how they did, in that the series sort of, you know, it sort of wrapped things up almost at the end of it wrapped things up at the end of the second to last episode, pretty much, and then you had left field this other episode that was almost felt like it was attached, like it was an addition, and took it in a different way. Life can chuck stuff at you badly, but you always come out stronger if you get through it. Yes, if you get through it. Yeah, mental health is like a bit of a sad thing, very sad thing. So many people deal with it now. So many people have it. And you got to remember, people don't lie about having depression. They lie about not having it. You know, a lot of people do keep it hidden very well. But there we go. Jason David Frank was coming to my wedding, but the flight was delayed. Miss him. Sorry, who's Jason David Frank? Forgive my ignorance. Oh, he's the Ranger, is he? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know him. I know we was talking about it, but I wouldn't have known his name. I never watched the Power Rangers. But it just took us into that conversation about suicide. It's quite deep, very deep. Watched Spaceballs last night, made me laugh. I think life has forgotten how to have a good time and just see the funny side. The problem is entertainment has lost the ability to entertain. The problem is everyone is offended by something now. everyone's offended, you know, and it's not normally. What I mean is, like, you get a comedian who goes on stage and he tells a joke at the expense of another race of people. It's generally not that race of individuals that are the ones that get upset. They can watch it, they can listen, they laugh at it. The problem comes with do-gooders on the opposite side of that race, shall we say. So again, you know, you get do-gooders in the white community who kick off about it being offensive, but yet these people are not getting offended by it. Yeah, I love watching Laurel and Hardy. I take it that's Laurel. They wouldn't film that nowadays. I've never really been into Laurel and Hardy. I preferred Abbott and Costello. And before that, I liked Harold Lloyd. If you remember Harold Lloyd, I don't think they're even screened on TV anymore. I don't even know where they would be. They're old. Yeah. Sorry, I just got to check. I've got to get off of here in 14 minutes. I've got to do some tidying up before the missus gets home. I've got to start preparing some food for tonight. Yes, we've got a guest coming over for dinner as well. I've got to pull my thumb out. Well, I was up at 3 a.m. this morning. Drove my missus to work, came back here, done a bit of work myself. Yeah. Love. Jesse's off. He's got to do the housework. That's what I've got to do in a minute, mate. I've got to start pulling my thumb out, or she's going to come home. Have I got that burnt pizza still? Yeah, it's on the top of the oven now. At least I'll be hungry later. I love Charlie Chaplin. I was never a fan of Charlie Chaplin either. He was born on the Walworth Road, which isn't far from here. Probably about 3 or 4 miles that direction. They got a thing on the house saying that he was born there. Yeah, not a fan of just never a fan of Charlie Chaplin. Like I said, Abbott and Costello and Harold Lloyd was the ones for me. Yeah, I've got to go. Yeah, I've already said that. You got the burnt pizza still? Yes, I won't eat that. I'm a bit disappointed that I burnt it. It was Danny that reminded me that my lunch was in there. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have known that. I should have set a timer for it. Just a couple of minutes. Still, what can you do? What can you do? At least as of tonight, I get a couple of days of eating whatever I want. Buy anything I want. I mean, anything I want. Crap. Some sweets, some crisps. Because Monday to Friday, well, up to Friday evening, I'm not allowed to eat anything bad. No biscuits, no sweets, no crisps, no bread. A good wholesome diet. Lots of veg. I'm not a lover of vegetables. Really, I'm not. Do you ever watch the old Nosferatu silent film? Years and years ago. Not one that's in my repertoire of movies. But yes, I have seen it. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. No, not this weekend. No. That was a one and done. That was another Dan. No, Derek. Oh, why am I getting Dan? Oh no, Dan. Yeah, you got 3 Dans, but Derek. That was Derek. That was Derek's fault that I ate peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Bless him. It was that conversation. I thought, I'm going to try it. And you know what? It wasn't bad. I quite enjoyed it. Oh, Michael's on that. Michael, hey AJ, just a reminder, First Contact is the best Star Trek movie. Where's that block button? Where's that block? Block user? No, not really. It's a good thing that I don't mind you, Michael. You're all right. That's not the best Star Trek film. It's just because of a generational thing. It's. Do you know what? Mike? I think we should do one day. We should do a watch of it, much like Video Tasters does. We should put it on. We should go live, right, and discuss the film as it's playing. And I will put out. I will. We can argue about it while watching it. I think that'd be quite good because you'll come there. It's a good film. It's a good film. It's not the best Star Trek film. It's all subjective, isn't it? But I know that for you, it's the sort of era that you grew up in for it, whereas for me, it was more the original films and that sort of thing. I think the original films are more filmic. I think that's a big part of it. I don't think that. I think I said this. I don't think Frakes was the right person to direct. As good a director as he is, he knows Star Trek too well, and I think you needed an outside influence, an external influence to give it a bit of a different voice. First Contact, oh dear, love you too, AJ. Maybe do a live on First Contact, Michael. Yeah, I think we should do that. I think that Generation. I love Generations. I think a live would be a good one. You know, I'll set up a second camera like Gareth does, and we can get to the bottom of this once and for all. I think that'd be a good idea. I do. I really think that'd be a good idea because we've got these opposing. I'm not saying it's a bad film. We're just arguing about what's the best. And yes, Wrath of Khan for me. So it's quite interesting, really, because out of the Next Generation films, I would say Star Trek Generations. I like it's got more of a filmic feel to it, and I think a part of that is because you've got the original era stuff at the beginning. So you've got those original era ships, you've got the original era costumes and sets. Then a lot of the lighting is very good. I like a lot of the lighting, the way the films are lit. And I had no issue with the Kirk death, the way Kirk died. I know people were disappointed with it, but I had no problem with that. Maybe, oh yeah, I'm on board for that. Yeah, we'll sort something out. We'll sort it out. I'm off work for the month from the 3rd. So let's do it. We'll pencil it in. Maybe a 24-hour live on Star Trek. Yeah, maybe not. I'm on board for that. No pun intended. I love Generations. Last time we see the 7-foot Enterprise. Yes. And that's the other thing is, you know, that model, the crash scene is fantastic. You know, the miniature crash scene with that dish. You know, I love the model work. It was great. It really was something special, that scene. When the dirt's coming up over it, it looks so good. And I love model making in film. I love that, you know. CGI just feels too clean and easy, you know. Generations is an ending of the era of two great captains. Well, Picard went on. I can barely do 2 hours, let alone. Are you doing another live this weekend, Michael? Have you got one planned? your usual time. I was out last week when you done it. So if you are live this week, let me know. I will be. I'll come in and support. Yeah, my missus is at work, so I'm not doing anything. Michael's unsure. Possible, but he's unsure. Not sure, possibly. It's only 24 hours, Michael. I've seen live streams where people do it for 10 days. That's excessive. Oh, 24 hours is excessive. 6 hours is excessive. Okay, explain to a non-Star Trek fan the differences between the TV shows and the movies. You've answered the question yourself. One's made for TV, one's made for the cinema. Okay, if you're... there isn't a difference beyond bigger budget. Maybe a bigger story kind of telling element. It's a continuation. They're a continuation of the same thing. However, you can watch the films without having watched the TV show. More so, especially the original series films, because there was a huge gap between the original TV series and the films. So what happened back in the day, in the 70s, obviously in the 60s, Star Trek, the original Star Trek was on. It came to an end, and there was talk of a TV revival. I think it was called, was it Phase 2 it was called, or something like that? I forget the exact title. And they were going to go with that, like a sort of like a reboot TV series, shall we say. Anyway, sci-fi became big, started to become big in the cinema there, because you had Star Wars come along, you had 2001 A Space Odyssey, and Star Trek saw, a doorway into cinema with it. So they went with that, with so it's all in the same world. The world's been built up. There's no nothing different between the worlds. It all forms part of one continuity, but you can watch the films alone. If that makes sense. Story element wise, you're talking about just bigger, bolder storytelling, I suppose. I wouldn't say bolder. Some of the episodes are very good. Just more Star Trek on a big screen. I don't know how else to best describe it than that. With the Next Generation films, literally there was no gap between the end of the Next Generation and the films coming out. They were still using the same sets. The cast didn't even get, probably didn't even get a week's break between filming the end of the TV series and going into film. But Generations, the first Next Generation film, does serve as a continuation of the original films, just the original series films, just handing the baton over to the newer cast. If I went live, it'd be a surprise live anytime. Yeah, like what I'd done today. I just had the time and thought I'd go on. But I've got to get off here in a couple of minutes. Got to start doing stuff. Story, yeah, we've covered that. If that makes sense. If you were going to watch the Star Trek films, I wouldn't, if you haven't seen them, I wouldn't suggest starting with the motion picture. It might very much put you off, because the motion picture, it's a good film. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed my last watch of it. It's very slow. It's a very slow-paced movie. It's very set-bound, very small. Set-bound is something you'd notice about it. And it sort of takes out of the 2001 playbook rather than the Star Wars playbook. It's more of a sort of thinking man's science fiction, so it did put a lot of people off in that sense, and wasn't full on space battles and things like that. However, when they came back with Star Trek 2, it was had a more of a militaristic feel, had more of it was changed. Aesthetically, the uniforms changed, sets changed, and it ramped up the action and made it more of a militaristic style of film. And it kind of kept that aesthetic all the way to the end, which was great. And there's some great films in there. Star Trek Phase 2, I have some of the scripts. Nice. Oh, Stephen, see you later, Stephen. I'm getting away myself momentarily, but thanks for popping in. I have some of the scripts, I believe. Nice. Have you seen Star Trek Continues, Michael? Which is a fan-made Star Trek series. Recasts all the characters, Kirk and all that. Very much looks like the original Star Treks. Very, very well done. And it's a continuation of Star Trek, essentially. I think there may have been about 11 episodes. I may be wrong, but I think it's about 11. I didn't find Nemesis too great, especially the ending. The end scared them. They bottled out of killing Data. I think that was a huge letdown. You know, rather than giving you a brave ending and a finality to that character, they gave you he's not really dead. Look, there's another version of him, and his little mind is inside that one, potentially. So that was very weak storytelling, safe storytelling. I've seen bits and pieces. My mother loved it. What's that? Loved Continues, or are we talking about Nemesis? I don't know. But anyway, I've been on for an hour and 37 minutes. I'm going to have to go because seriously, I've got to do some work around this house, or I'm going to get in serious trouble. I'm not going to get in trouble. But you know, it's like puts her in a bad mood. She's probably listening to this, probably watching it, listening. Probably one of the people. Probably seeing me go live, and on her way home from work, she's got her earphones in, and I skipped Michael's Star Wars comment. Sorry, mate. Let me find it. Where is it? I can't see. Doghouse AJ Bison. Michael, where's your Star Wars comment? I honestly cannot see it. I think about doing the top 10 favourite Star Trek episode. Is it that one? You said Star Wars. Top 10. Yeah, do a top 10 favourite Star Trek. Yeah, do it. I don't think I'd be able to. It's been so long. Is that the comment? I don't know if that's the comment you meant. Did you say that? Where did you say that? Well, regardless, you've said it now. And do you really think that? That comment hurts, Michael. Do you really believe that? Or are you just saying that to try? Don't bother me. You're probably playing with your little Jar Jar doll as we speak. Empire Strikes Back's a great film. Best Star Wars film ever. Yep, don't like it. Okay, well, that's another one. That's another discussion for another day, Michael. I want to hear your thoughts on that. But I can't do it now because I've got to get away and do some work. Otherwise, yes. Otherwise, it would be a doghouse for me. Okay, so I'm getting away. Thank you all. And unfortunately, my mate didn't pop in. He obviously works during the day. Either that or he's out. Well, I suggest he gets an education before working. But there we go. Anyway, this is AJ. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you later. AJ on the couch tonight. I sleep better on the couch. No, I've been sleeping bad lately. Revenge of the Sith is good though. It's okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'm off. I'm ending this broadcast now. See you later. Goodbye.